Hello everybody, my name is Lynn Ismael and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be doing another self-watering soil block container experiment. I've done a couple of self-watering trays already. The first one was using these two trays from Bootstrap Farmer. It works well, but I find that because it can contain 240 of the 3/4 inch blocks, it's not very conducive if you only want to start a few. I mean, you can, but I think it's a waste of space. I have done sowing seeds of multiple varieties in one tray, and they do work okay, but they all have different germination rates. So while it works as a soil block tray, it's not suitable for smaller starts. Now recently I did a video of doing a self-watering tray for seed starting using products you can easily get from Dollarama, which is like a dollar store here in Canada. The idea is using the tray to start all seeds at once and then just prick them out as they germinate. While this works, I didn't enjoy pricking out the little seedlings as they came out. It works, but I'm always in the lookout of improving things and help my process easier. Now, the purpose of this experiment is to find a way to create a self-watering container for soil blocks. I like soil blocks because it creates seedlings that have better root structure, healthier structure. And instead of pricking them out as they germinate, I can just divide the soil blocks and just put them in a bigger pot if I wanted to. And I also want to use smaller containers such as these ones so I can start a smaller number of seedlings of the same variety instead of having several varieties in one tray. So this is just a regular food container from the dollar store, or I got this from Dollarama. It can fit about 35 3/4 inch soil blocks. It's clear and it has a lid that you can snap in so the light can still reach the seeds and provide a humid environment for the seeds to germinate. Now, this is a microfiber cloth for something to do with car washing, and it is very absorbent. So I figured it would do well as a wick and as a place to keep the soil blocks on the surface. So I'm putting the microfiber piece that I've cut into a ribbon at the bottom to act as a wick. And I got this idea when I was researching on how to create a self-watering bed outside. So I figured I can put some little stones or pebbles in the bottom here to create some place for the water to pool, and some structure for the sand to keep their shape. Probably didn't need it, but I just wanted to see what works better. So I have the pebbles at the bottom there. This one I just got from Amazon, and it's one of those rocks that you can get from for your aquarium, but it is what is available to me, so that's what I'm using. You may be able to use some pea gravel too that you can buy from any hardware store. So now that I have them at the bottom, I'm going to put some sand on top. I want something that drains easily, so when I pour some water in there, it won't pool on top. It will pool at the bottom to create the self-watering container that I was hoping for. So I'm just packing it down just to make sure they are leveled. And the sand, I got it as one of those anti-skid things that you can put on your driveway so your car gets out of the snow easily. So I'm shaping the microfiber cloth to fit the top of the layer of sand that I have. And I'm pleased to see that one piece of that microfiber can create 6 of the flat sheet that I can use with the Dollarama container for this experiment. So I'm just cutting this along just like this. Then I'm going to grab the ribbon and put it on top of the sand surface and put the cloth on top of it. So idea is the ribbon will wick water from the bottom, and then because that ribbon is touching the microfiber cloth on top, then that microfiber cloth will absorb water. And then the soil blocks will absorb water from the microfiber cloth that's on top of the microfiber ribbon that's wicking water from the bottom. Does that make sense? So anyway, I'm just cutting I'm just cutting maybe 1/2 inch on the corners there so I can fit them better. And that is essentially my idea for a self-watering container for soil blocks. So I can put the container lid there and create a humid environment for the soil blocks. So here I'm just testing how much water I should be putting and how fast it drains. So with this first container that I made, I think that I didn't really have to pack that sand too much, because having a cloth above and the stones below will be enough for the soil blocks to stay in place. So next time I'll make one, I don't have to pack it too much. I'll just make sure that it's quite level, so for the water to easily drain. But eventually they all drained to the bottom, because that's what gravity does with water. So now I have enough water at the bottom to keep it moist for a couple of days. And as you can see, it's not pooling above. It's wet, but it's not pooling above. But if I tilt it, there's water from below. So that's the finished product, and I'll be ready to put my soil blocks on top. Like so. And that's what it looks like with 35 soil blocks. I couldn't fit two of those mini soil blocks at the same time, so I just had to take off the last 5 from the second soil block batch. Anyway, so with this container, I'm going to be doing more Sahara Rudbeckia. I just found that the batch of Sahara Rudbeckias I had were really pretty, and I wasn't sure if I got it from this seed from Antonio Valente or from another supplier, but either way, from both batches, I got really pretty Sahara Rudbeckias. They are hardy annuals, so they're cool flowers, and in my zone 6A, they can overwinter, and in the spring or next year, they'll give me bigger, taller plants and bigger blooms. Well, maybe not bigger blooms, but healthier blooms. So I want more, and I'm gonna be sowing them in this container. I use a bamboo skewer with moistened tip to put the seed in for each block and then moisten it at the end. And then once I'm done, I'm just gonna put the lid on just to help to keep the humidity high for the seedlings to germinate. So there you go, they're all contained. They look like brownies, but they're not edible, although they will give you some pretty flowers come next year. So thanks again for watching. I show up here every Thursday, and until I see you again, bye for now.